What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? The beard is back from Bearded Reviews. How you guys all doing? And video number two for the night. And hoping, as I told you guys in my intro video, that I'm going to try to get as many of these videos out as I can. During the last 5 or so minutes of the Kryptonite review, I do apologize because I was just blah. So we're going to make this short and sweet. The second video of the day, we're going to be talking about the Asmodus RDA Clone, which I have on the Kryptonite clone, which I just reviewed. The Asmodus 26650 30mm wide RDA. This is one of those RDAs, folks, that, and shout out to Rip Trippers, my bearded brother, even though he did trim his beard, hopefully he's going to grow it back, and to Grim Green and whoever else reviewed this that I didn't see their video. I apologize, but those are the two people that I remember reviewing this. But this is the actual clone of the Asmodus, whereas Rip Tripper and Grim Green did the authentic. I am doing the clone, and I actually got this from a company called Limewell in China. I actually ordered it directly from Limewell, and they sent them to me. So that's actually something I need to talk about in the future. Another review I'll do. But anyways, this is about the Asmodus. Great little Addy, and in my opinion, it's one of those Addies that just got passed on the freeway in this world of atomizers that are coming out every other day. Because when the Asmodus came out, i.e. the Asmodus, and then a week later the Asmodus clone, everybody was into this RDA, which is the black Plumeveil. And the Plumeveil in general was pretty much talk of the town, and it had taken over all of the publicity pretty much from everything else that was out there. And the Asmodus was one of those Addies that kind of got left in the slow lane. So going to talk about it here, guys. Going to go down and zoomy. We're going to take a look at it, and then I'm going to show you my build, and then I'm going to probably wick it for you guys, and then we'll vape on it, talk about it, give you my up or down opinion on this thing, and then I'll let you guys go for your Labor Day weekend. So as you guys can see here on this one, which I have on the Kryptonite mod, I have just tore up with, well, not tore up, but I've gotten serious with the drill with this one. This has got 3 5/32 air holes on this side. I almost feel sad showing you this side because I jacked it, but you can see I made a 3rd hole, and I totally made this one crooked. But anyways, it vapes really well. So let's go ahead and take a vape on it, and then we'll go ahead and go down, and I'll show you the packaging and what it's all about, and then we'll come back up, vape it, talk about it, and I'll let you guys go. Alright, folks, we're back, and here is the Asmodus clone packaging, and this is how the Asmodus clone came to me from China, and pretty nice packaging. I know the Asmodus name here is pretty much what China's using a lot here, it seems like, lately, with like the Snow Wolf 26650 and the IPv2, I believe, comes with like the Asmodus labeling and branding. Could be a little bit wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. But anyways, nonetheless, here's the packaging. It says Asmodus 30mm atomizer. Has a nice little clear vision window so you can see through there. Typical Chinese packaging, you know, has the label and its cardboard box, has a little bit of artwork down here, and then it says down here, Asmodus distribution. So what you do in this box, let me zoom out here just a little bit so I can get a little bit more of this on the screen for you guys. And it just slides out here. Come on, here we go. It slides out like this. You have a little bit of cardboard in there, and here's your Asmodus RDA. It comes with a fairly nice strip tip. Comes with this little plastic wrap. Set that down there. And then over here on this side, it comes with a little bit of the kits and extras. It comes with the screwdriver, Phillips head, a small Allen wrench, which you will need, and it comes with several O-rings, a little bit of silica, and a couple bills, which we'll just throw in the trash. And I do believe somewhere in here there should be an extra hex screw, but you know, good old China's quality control, they didn't put one in this package, so we'll go ahead and lay that down there. Underneath this foam here, there's just a little bit more foam. Nothing in there, just foam. So there's the packaging. It's not bad packaging. It's actually okay. Zoom out a little bit more here. So here's the Asmodus wrapped in plastic. Let's see if I can get this bad boy open here. Alright. Oops, there with the plastic. We'll slide the parts kit off to the side for right now. So here's the Asmodus RDA. It is very, very, very nicely machined. I'm telling you, these clones nowadays that are coming out of China are just, man, they're just stepping it up big time. As I said, it comes with a drip tip, which I know that Rip complained about the drip tip in the Authentic being loose. And this one, it's very, very slightly loose, but it is a nice snug, and I mean lightly snug fit. Won't bother you, doesn't shake around too much, just a little tiny bit of wobble. So there's that. There's the drip tip. On the top, you get this nice little gear effect here, which is really, really cool. Like I said, this is really one of those atomizers that's geared towards attracting men's attention. And I fully agree with that 100%. I really think this is driven towards the man side of the market. This just comes off. This gear just comes out. You can see you have a concave top cap right there. So we'll go ahead and put that down there. And here's the inside. You can see the inner walls. As you can tell, it's a 4-post dripper, actually a 3-post, but the center post has 2 posts, a lot like the Helios and the way a lot of these atomizers are going nowadays. On the outside, very nicely machined. It has some really, really nice logoing. It has the little, what I guess would be like kind of like, it's like a wagon wheel type of logo. It says Asmodus in there. I don't know if you're going to really be able to see that. If I can get my camera to zoom in on that. Camera's not really doing too great, but I mean, I think you get the gist of it. One thing I will notice and tell you about, I did notice and tell you, I will tell you about, excuse me, is that I noticed on the clone, it seems like this is like a dark, dark brown, and on the Authentic, it looked pretty black, but looks very similar, and it does have that kind of rough feel about it, the same as the Authentic does. It has 2 air holes on each side, and I do believe that these are 2 mil air holes on each side. So basically you're getting 4 mils of air on this side and 4 mils of air on this side. Okay, right there, if I can move my finger. And then if you'll notice, this little pin right here, this little hole right here is for the pin to hold the walls in place. As you can see, this doesn't come off. I need to find my little itty little Allen key that I actually, here it is, I put it out here. What you do is you go ahead and stick your little Allen key in this hole, and there's a little itty bitty little grub screw in there, which is there for a good reason. Go ahead and screw that. Okay, and you should be able to pull this off. I'm probably going to need a mod. Let's grab the Panzer here, 2650 clone, which it does go really well with, by the way. Okay, let's pull that off, and there you go. Set that down, and so here's a closer look of the outer cylinder. Very nicely machined, as I said. It has those holes. There's no machining marks, nothing inside. There's a little bit of grime and stuff in there because, like I said, I just opened it directly from China. Has not been cleaned. Careful with this grub screw because it is very, very small. And like I said, China's quality control, guys, as we all know, is not the best. And with this one, the customer or I or whoever was getting this, if they lose this, there is now another one in the package for some reason. It's weird how some of them have them, some of them don't. So there's that. And then here is your build deck. Okay, so it's got the same kind of effect as the Helios, but in a lot bigger version. The negative posts are milled out of the side of the actual Addy itself. Has a really, really deep juice well there. And then you see you got the, come on camera, you have the positive dual post here, which makes it very easy for building. If you look here, you can see these little posts right here and right here. Let me get my drill bits as a pointer. I'll just use my syringe here, one of my old syringes. Right here, excuse me, and right here you have these two posts. These are supposed to be for airflow. So you can shut off one of those holes if you would like to control your airflow. So if you're just going to do a dual coil versus a quad coil, you can do that, or you know, you can just leave them both open, which that's pretty much what I did when I had it stock going. It just wasn't enough air for me. So I went ahead and did that. The holes here on the deck, I believe these are 2.5 mil holes here on the positive block, and on the negative block there are 2 mil holes for your wire. So you're definitely not going to have any problems of getting, you know, your 22 gauge or 20 gauge in there. Like I said on my other Asmodus, I will show you the build here in a little bit. I have a parallel 22 dual coil in there, so it definitely has a lot of room for your heavier wires. As you see here, it's got some really nice Phillip head screws. Haven't had any problems with stripping or with any of these screws not working properly. They screw in, screw out really nicely. And then down at the bottom of the base, you can see the base. It has the insulator, and it kind of gives you an idea of how deep the well is. It pretty much swallowed the whole tip of the screwdriver here. This little ring down here is the ring for the grub screw to hold it in place, which what makes this atomizer so ingenious is it has this little ring here, which makes it where you can lock your actual walls of your dripper in place so your airflow does not get messed up. And then it makes it where you can just turn it, pull it, or you can even take this piece and pull it off, because this is pretty simple to pull off, and just drip in this big giant hole instead of having to worry about dripping down that little 510 drip pit hole. So really ingenious on their part. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. It does have really nice 510 threading. Haven't had any problems with the 510 threading. It looks like it's adjustable. It is a copper 510, and as you can see the logoing where it says Asmodus RDA on it. On both sides it just says Asmodus, and these little dots. I don't believe the 510 is adjustable. Let me grab the right screwdriver here, and let's take a look here. I don't think it is, and it does move, but I do know that makes the post shake here. Do you see it shaking? So adjustable maybe if you want to get like 1/4 millimeter out of it, but then it just makes that center post move, which is going to screw up the build. So that's the close-up here of the Asmodus RDA. Very nicely machined. It really, it's a good-looking Addy, and I definitely think it has some unique features when it comes to the 26650 RDA market, or RDAs that are out right now for 26650. In case I didn't say it is an exact 30 millimeters, so it looks really nice on a lot of different RDAs. One of the other features before I go up and show you guys the build is it has kind of a concave here, so it works really well for those of you who have the Snow Wolf, because it has that kind of angled top. Works really well in the Hades and any other like your your mods that are 26650s that have kind of the little hub kind of like what the Hades has here, where it has that little lip. The Asmodus goes on it and looks really, really, really nice. Now, obviously, the top part of the Hades is 28 millimeters, and the Asmodus is 30, so it's going to leave a little bit of overhang. But if you see there, there's hardly any gap between the two. So there you go. So that's your zoomy look of the Asmodus RDA. Go ahead and put this down, and I'll pull the cotton out of my build and show you guys my build, and then we'll talk about it, vape on it, and I'll let you guys get out of here. See you in a sec. All right, guys, and we're back. So here is my my pre-build Asmodus right here, RDA. As you can see here, I decided I wasn't going to rebuild this because this has been done. You guys have seen parallel builds, microcoils, all that. I will be doing building in other videos in the future. But to keep this video short, since I've already shot one video today and I kind of started choking at the end, I don't want to do the same thing. So I'm learning. Anyway, so here it is. As you can see the build there. This thing has, you can see all the juice down in there. Very, very generous juice well. I know Rip Tripper said he got, I think, 80 drops or something like that into this this well. I have actually gotten almost 3¼ mils of juice into this well. As you can see here, I have a 22 gauge parallel build, and this thing it just looks, pardon the pun, but it looks the tits. I'm just gonna say it. I had to say it. So there it is, and like I said, all I do is I just put one piece of cotton through each coil and lay it down on each side and kind of fluff it so that way it leaves that kind of barrier, so that way the juice doesn't like flop and slop everywhere when you're walking or if you have it in your pocket or whatever. So basically it keeps it from leaking a lot. And then you know, just enough down in there, fluff it at the bottom, and that way it gives good absorption on the cotton and pretty much wicks well. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys how this thing fires. This is probably about a halfway dead battery, just to kind of give you guys an idea of how it fires. And again, a lot of this is the kryptonite and the mod, how it hits. I mean, your vapor might vary, but I mean it definitely, the copper contact is going to increase or decrease the amount of voltage loss you gain. So, and as you can see here, I'll just show you kind of what I've done here. You know, I drilled it out. I know I got super janky on it, but I was getting carried away one day and I wanted to open this thing up, and you can see they're not lined properly like that. But this was just one of my first ones I got, and I just went a little crazy on it. So, anyways. Oh, and remember that little grub spray I said don't lose? I lost one. Thankfully, this one came with a spare. So I'm going to go ahead. And then one of the great things about this one is the O-rings are not too snug. They're not too loose either. I mean, they do a really good job of going in place. I mean, it ain't, you know, it isn't going to come off. Great thing is, and I went ahead and put the Asmodus drip tip back on this because I figured I should have it on for the review. It's like I said, you can just get it by the drip tip to the side, and it comes right off, and you can just drip right in there. That is awesome. So that's one of the biggest things about this thing. On top of that, the drip well, that gives you so much juice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my little grub screw in here. Now I have my airflow aligned. And like I said, be very careful with this thing because, I mean, it is tiny. I doubt my camera's going to pick that up. Oh, there you go. You can see it. It is really itty bitty, guys. Let's go ahead and screw this bad boy back in. Oops. And there she is. So this isn't going anywhere. Yeah. So that's one of the best things. You can screw it on, screw it off all day long, and I've never had the airflow move or change on me. So it's one of the best things about this Addy, and it's so creative on the creators of the Asmodus, the original creators of the Asmodus, because obviously this is a clone. I want to give credit to the real makers of them coming up with that idea, because I think it's ingenious, and I think all Addies should have the dual positive post from the Helios, like this one has, right, and the Tobe, and or not, excuse me, not the Tobe, but the CLT and the Plume Bell, a lot of these other devices, and I think all of them should start coming with that little locking pin, because really the only time you need to move it is when you're rebuilding, which happens how often? I've rebuilt this thing one time since I've gotten it, and I've had it about 3.5 weeks. So, you know, it's one of those things. So, let's go ahead and take a rip on this thing, and I'll let you guys get out of here. Well, give you the ups and downs, and I'll let you get out of here. Yeah, it's a stock drip tip too, guys. I mean, it's not super wide bore, but I mean, it's decent. The drip tip I was using on it was off my Dreadnought. I mean, you know, they're about the same. So, anyways, so there's that. My opinions, ups and downs on this Asmodus Clone RDA. Ups, number one, quality, craftsmanship for a clone, hands down, great quality. The other up is the little grub screw that holds the sidewalls in place and locks your air control in place. The way you can just pull this little gear up and you can drip right down into the attic, another great plus. The gearing and the way this thing looks just really catches people's eyes, and I've had so many people ask me about what is that Addy. Definitely an eye catcher. So those are the ups. Negatives about this Addy, number one, the drip tip can be a little tiny bit loose. I know the clone is a little bit better than the authentic from what I've seen. Don't hold me to that, because we all know QC from China, but again, that can be an issue. Other negative is the center post is not adjustable, if you want to call that a negative, because it can kind of adjust, but it will move that center block. So that's my review on the Asmodus, guys. Please tell me what you think, if you like it. Oh, and FYI, by the way, I got this from Limewell out of China for a lot cheaper than I've seen them in the U.S. And that's obviously one of the benefits of ordering directly from China. I did receive these from Limewell from China. The one thing that'll hurt you from shipping directly from China is the DHL shipping. Let me tell you, I think it was like $44 to ship them here to my house. So, but it is 3-day shipping. So, ups and downs, kind of take it for what it is. So, that's my review of the Asmodus Clone RDA, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you guys want to see some more videos from me. I am hoping to come with 2 more videos before the end of Labor Day weekend, and I'm going to keep them coming, guys. So, you know what? Vape on, take a rip, enjoy, and you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. I'm out.